The Boating Adventure, Community Post, Channel Update, number 54. Well, a very good day to you. It is Wednesday the 1st of November 2023. We're expecting one of those named storms anytime soon today. More or less tea time, I think it's predicted. I'm not sure it's going to do much damage in this area, but I said that last time and look what happened. I've just been checking the charts and still the River Trent is in the red. I think the only exception to that in the last few days was on Saturday when it suddenly went into the yellow and then it was very quickly put back into the red. I think that may have been in order to allow a few people who had been trapped for quite a long time at the bottom of the Trent and Mersey Canal just to get to the marinas here. No more than that, I think. So it suddenly went from yellow straight back into red, and it's been in red ever since. And I've driven past the Cavendish Bridge this morning and the river looks very, very swollen and it's flowing very fast, so it's not going to improve anytime soon. So I've kind of discounted the idea of taking the boat out at the moment. I am due next week to go away anyway and do some filming elsewhere in the country. We'll let you know. Hope we get there. It's all a bit precarious at the moment, obviously, because of weather. You can't guarantee doing anything on rivers and canals at the moment. So I've come over to the boat today because last time I was here I was a little bit concerned at the cupboard where I store my kind of dry food. It felt a little bit damp. I think it's just down to condensation. So I cleaned it all out and I dried it all out, and I've had the heating on constantly in the last few days, so the boat is nice and warm at the moment. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of insulation in the cupboard in the form of some bubble wrap, to be honest. Something quite inexpensive that will do the trick for now until I can get something a little bit more permanent. So I'm going to try and line this cupboard with some bubble wrap. That's my job for today. And then do a few little bits of tidying up, a bit of cleaning, and that'll do for today. This is my dry food cupboard, and it's only this part here which is going to be below the water line, just about the last 4 inches or so. I think that's where the condensation is forming, and then it just dribbles onto the bottom of the cupboard here. So I need to put some insulation there just to try and keep it a little bit drier. This simple bubble wrap is quite a good insulator actually, because obviously it's made up of lots of little air pockets. And because of the air pockets, then either the heat or the cold cannot transfer through it. So that's it is quite useful, particularly on windows. At this time of the year I tend to cover the windows with some bubble wrap. It really does help to cut down on the condensation, which is a major headache for a GRP boat. So I've cut one strip out and I'm going to glue that to the side of the boat here. I use some Bostic or something like that just to glue it in place. And then I'll put some more on the bottom here and do these sides so it's all covered, and perhaps do some on the top of the cupboard as well. And it's a good idea to make sure that things like my breakfast cereals that are particularly vulnerable can put them in a plastic bag, I think, before they go into the cupboard for a bit of added protection. Really don't want damp cereals. Not nice. Okay, so that's a little job done. Well packed out. You can tell the boat hasn't been out for a day or two. It's completely packed with stuff. Just waiting for that time when we can take the boat out. So it's already getting quite windy now this afternoon, so I'm going to have a little look. I'm going to take myself to the floodlock at Sawley and have a look at the state of play, see how high the river is. Certainly getting quite blustery here in the marina. This is the Sawley floodlock. It's certainly better than it was a few days ago when we had the last storm, because the water was just coming over the top of the beams there. That's how high it was. All of this was underwater, and that's why the marina flooded quite quickly, because the water was just channeling through that tunnel there. Once the level went below the level of the gate, then the marina soon emptied again. In normal conditions there are about 5 or 6 steps there. There's only a couple showing at the moment, and you can just see the red marker there, so it's definitely in the do not proceed zone. The floods have brought down an awful lot of debris, including the proverbial fridge or freezer, whatever it is. So we really need this to go down before anybody can think about going anywhere. It's certainly a whole lot better on this side than it was a few weeks ago, because people that were in those boats further on, they all had to be ferried to this point by a small boat so they could actually get off, because all of that towpath was completely underwater. My next video will be published as a premiere showing at 8 AM on Saturday the 18th of November 2023, and that's of a recent visit that I made using Bertie the bicycle. I cycled from here to Aston on Trent and had a really nice day there looking at the facilities and what is available if you happen to be looking for some services as you go along the Trent and Mersey Canal. So join me for the premiere showing of that video on Saturday the 18th of November 2023 at 8 AM. Just like to thank you for all your support, and as usual, do take care.